Hey Reviews.org fam, I'm going to show you a metaphorically accurate explanation of the truth about the music you're paying for with today's music services. Now, this black PVC pipe represents 4G, 5G, Wi-Fi, your home Wi-Fi network, and to a lesser degree, 3.5mm audio jacks on your phones. The white PVC pipe represents Bluetooth. This ball here that I have represents the size of the audio files that you're getting from your streaming music services and why they're not actually getting to your ears. Audio file, or high-res audio file in this case, Bluetooth. Now, your streaming music provider is in fact delivering to your devices what they advertise, but they've left it up to you to figure out how to actually get that into your ears. And that's where we come in. In very simple terms, I'm going to show you why you're not getting what you pay for into your ears. And then I'm going to show you how to actually get what you're paying for into your ears. Using devices with prices that will make students on ramen diets happy, all the way up to you ballers who want multi-room experiences. Let's go. Hey, if any of these videos have helped you out that you've already watched on the channel, or if after watching this video you decide that it was a help to you, please consider hitting that thumbs up, clicking that subscribe button, and hitting that notification bell so you'll be notified when we drop the latest videos and when we have our contest announcements, announce winners, like the one we have going on now where you could win the chance to, for $2,500, check out subscription boxes. I mean, that's pretty dope. You should definitely check that out. Quite frankly, the average consumer has spent so many years listening to crappy versions of our music that I think we've forgotten just how much a song's quality can transport us to another place by immersing us in that sonic experience. And there are different methods with different effects which help us achieve that. On-ear headphones allows us to lose ourselves in the music and have a sonic experience which feels big and airy, while something called in-ear monitors can actually impart a sensation like the music is in our heads, like it's a part of us, while yet another high-end, high-resolution supporting speakers might make you feel like there's a virtual concert going on in your room and you're not just hearing it, you're in the middle of it, surrounded by it, ensconced in it like velvet. I'm going to show you some great ways to experience each, but first, let me show you at each level why you aren't currently getting exactly what you're paying for. Now, assuming that your starting point is your smartphone, the first is going to be the lack of a 3.5mm audio jack. If you have that on your device, you're already actually good and don't need anything else. Though I've listened to quite a few mobile devices which still have them, and the only ones I'd really rave about are the outputs from the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. The newer ones don't have audio jacks any longer. And LG's now defunct V60. The rest sound satisfactory. So you'll want to click the timestamps below and jump forward to the chapter on USB audio DACs. See you there. Now, for the rest of you with smartphones which no longer have those audio ports, listen up. Since you know that Bluetooth won't get you the audio you're paying for, you'll have to use your Lightning or USB-C ports to get it. Whether you're on iPhone or Android, you'll only need one of two solutions hardware-wise. On Android, you may also need to add in some third-party software. I recently tested a little under a dozen current Android handsets with Topping's USB DAC, and what I confirmed is that there is something that blocks you from getting the exact audio frequency out of the device that streaming services are sending. In my testing, only Motorola phones, Google's Pixel running the Android 12 beta, and TCL's 20 Pro 5G sent both high-res audio files you have stored on your phone and those sent from a streaming service like Apple Music or Tidal or Amazon HD to your listening apparatus of choice. So, if you don't have any of those phones, you may need a third-party app which bypasses Android's system downsampling. I've played with a few. I'll list them in the video's description. Now, getting back to iPhone users, the only two setups you'll need to consider are the simple Lightning or USB-C to 3.5mm audio jack. That should run you just under $10. In audiophile tests around the web, those inexpensive little dongles have proven to have a pretty formidable output for their size and simplicity. Well, except for the ones sold in the UK, I'm told. So, under $10 and you're good to get CD quality audio from Apple Music or other services. If you want to get Apple's high-res lossless audio though, you're going to need a Lightning camera kit like this one and what I'm going to show you next. For iPad users with USB-C ports, you won't need any extra dongles. These products I'm going to show you work for both iOS, iPadOS, and Android. For $55, you get a solid device to dip your toes into getting that high-res audio filled with HiDiz's S3 Pro ultra portable high-res DAC dongle. And then there's the superb THX Onyx for $200. What's the difference? Primarily, the difference lies in each product's ability to use higher quality headphones or to drive higher end headphones, as they say. That gets into something called impedance. Basically, these DACs send a small electrical signal through the wires to the innards of your headphones, and some DACs send more electricity than others, thus their ability to drive pricier headphones. You ever listen to a song but it was low, so you really cranked it up in your headphones, but then you hear a hissing sound, you hear more static in the background? Well, both dongles make it so that you don't have to do that. But THX AAA makes it so that you don't run into that issue with much more expensive headphones. So for the newbie starting out, I'd call this one future-proof. Matter of fact, when I was listening to the Campfire audio in-ear monitors, I had the sound turned up only around 25 to 33% of max on my Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, and that was plenty loud. I'll have a full review of the Onyx on my personal channel soon. Both DACs support Tidal's Master Quality Authenticated, or MQA, master tracks, and that's where the music experience really is transformative. These devices also work with Windows or Mac laptops and desktops. To use them with the Mac, you're going to have to change some settings in the MIDI control panel. To complete the circle here, you're going to need some decent earbuds or headphones, and I have some suggestions. First, headphones. Over-ear headphones will typically give you the biggest sound. And I really wanted to get this right, so I'm going to take the advice of my pal, some gadget guy, Juan Bagnell, who's reviewed a lot more headphones than I have, and I'm going to agree with him because he picked two of my favorite brands. So, around the $100 mark, Juan recommends, and I'll co-sign, Sennheiser's HD280s and Audio-Technica's ATH M40X. If you're a gamer, something I checked out recently, which offers plenty of utility, is Razer's Barracuda X headphones. Not only can they be used via wire, but you can connect them wirelessly to pretty much any device with a USB-C port. Your PC, Android phones, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. So you have support for play with gaming consoles, wirelessly with mobile phones and tablets, wired through those 3.5mm jacks on some phones, and the DACs mentioned here. There's no Bluetooth here, so your only method of connecting the Xbox will be the 3.5mm cable that comes with it. You get 3 cables total, one for charging, a USB-A to USB-C cable for devices which have no USB-C port, and its own 3.5mm cable, as I mentioned before. The sound is pretty well balanced, but definitely more bass forward. There are also plenty of controls on the right ear cup, keeping everything the way you like, and the microphone for gaming is a crisp, clear cardioid capsule affair with a foam windscreen mounted on a flexible rubber-covered arm. Next up, the pair of headphones or in-ear monitors that I tested these DACs with was from a company called Campfire Audio. I used their Holocene and Mammoth IEMs and was blown away by the clarity and sound qualities of each for different reasons. The Mammoths have a warm, robust sound which is delightfully clear in the top end where vocals, horns, and other instrumentation is concerned, but have solid punch where the mids and bass are concerned. The Holocene models are a balanced sound profile which don't have the rumble of the Mammoths, but unlike Bose flatter sound profile, don't sacrifice presence for balance. Both IEMs are beautifully packaged and made from high quality components, have high quality wiring, and have in the box a wealth of ear tips for a perfect fit. You also get these really nice cases for the IEMs. My only recommendation if you go this route is that if you're going to use these with your computers, consider purchasing a longer cable. The cords can feel a bit short if the place you're plugging them into isn't immediately in front of you like your mobile phone would be. Also, pro tip, turn the sound almost all the way down before you put these in your ears, then increase to a comfortable listening level, as these can damage your ears when paired with those DACs if you start your music with your source already at max volume. Now, what if you want to enjoy active listening outside of headphones? Or what if you're looking for a more communal experience? After all, sharing is caring. Many of you think you can just stream AirPlay 2 to your speakers of choice, and for just CD quality audio, you'd be correct. But AirPlay doesn't support high-res audio right now. Chromecast does, and you can just download Tidal and use that. But what if you only have the speakers on your TV or a soundbar which doesn't handle music all that well? There are speakers from manufacturers like Sonos or Naim or Bowers and Wilkins, but recently I had the chance to check out Bluesound's Pulse 2i for this roundup. Unlike some of the other brands that I just mentioned, it supports Tidal Master Tracks, but that isn't what makes this speaker a beast. The price isn't for the faint-hearted, but you'll get dual Wi-Fi support for sending and receiving Bluetooth aptX HD, compatibility with Alexa, Siri, and Google Assistant, AirPlay 2 support, and it's a Roon-ready product. And the Roon service is a whole other deep dive within itself. And on top of it all, you get their BlueOS controller app, which is pretty straightforward and connects you to music stored locally on your device or on your home network or from sources like Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, Qobuz, and more. You can connect to the Pulse 2i via that dual band Wi-Fi, but it also has an Ethernet port and it has an IR sensor for an optional remote. The sound from the speaker playing Tidal Master Tracks is transcendent, especially if you spent years listening to regular Apple Music or Google Play or your library of MP3s. It's the type of sound that is so big that, much like a high-end big screen display, you'll need to be a few feet away from it to enjoy it at volumes where the sound it reproduces really comes alive. I'll have a full review of it up on the channel in the near future, but the bottom line here is that if getting that truly enveloping, immersive, lossless music experience is something you're exploring, you'll want to make Bluesound and wireless speakers like it a destination on your journey. And there you have it, problems and solutions. If you're watching this and consider yourself an audiophile, what simple, and I emphasize simple, steps would you tell someone interested in getting their high-res streaming music life in order? Let us know in the comments below. Hey, I'm Tashaka Armstrong for Reviews.org. Don't take it lightly that you spent your time with us here today. I'll catch you on the next video.